What's up everyone, thanks for checking out today's video. This video is going to be announcing the winners of the beatmaking competition I've been running for the past month to use samples from my last sample pack to create your own beat. So thank you to everyone who submitted a track. I had about 80 tracks in total. It was incredibly difficult to pick the winners for this one. The standard of the submissions was incredible and there's some really creative tracks that were sent in. So unfortunately there's some great tracks that didn't actually win a prize, but we've managed to narrow it down to the top three. So I will break that down later in the video. I'm also going to be doing the requested studio tour, so I'll break down sort of how I came to set up the studio, what instruments I'm playing, pedals, equipment I'm using, all that sort of thing in the video as well. But I will timestamp if you just want to jump ahead and see the competition. But yeah, onto the studio tour. So as you can probably tell, the studio is in my loft. I'll play some videos over this because the loft when I moved in October was in a pretty bad state. There was no windows, we had them installed. All the walls had the original lath and plaster. It was an absolute dusty mess. So it was a pretty long job to convert it to somewhere nice and livable. But these videos are some of the tasks that I had to do. So it was horrible, dusty and dark for months of hard work. But eventually we managed to get into a livable space. So in the process we had lots of insulation and some soundproofing materials to make sure it was as soundproof as possible. And yeah, this was the final result. So starting with the desk, this was actually made out of scaffold boards. It was fairly easy to do and it just allowed me to have this nice long desk, and also the staircase to the loft was tiny, so I would never have got a desk like this up anyway, so I had to build it in situ. I'm currently producing on this 16-inch MacBook Pro. This was before the M1 came out, so it's a pretty decent machine. I think I'll probably switch to the M1 in a year or so, but it's pretty solid for music production. Everything is pretty messily wired in, but I like to have everything quickly accessible. So I've got an expression pedal and a sustain pedal there attached to the keyboard. And the keyboard I'm using is an Arturia. I think it was Keylab 88 Mark II, I want to say. It's a really nice weighted keyboard. It's got all the sort of faders and knobs you need, as well as some jump pads, which work really nicely too. For my interface, I'm using the Quantum 2626 Thunderbolt interface. I initially did have the Universal Audio Apollo X, I think it was, but that broke down on me, and to be honest I didn't really like all the software that they try and flog you with Universal Audio, so this is a much neater interface with lots more inputs and outputs. That sort of works really well for me in the studio, plus it's Thunderbolt as well. Also got a hard drive there for lots of quick backups, which I do every few days, and I've got a machine jump pad, which honestly I sort of use more visually if I'm doing videos, but don't really use for idea creation. And then my speakers are Yamaha HS7s. I've got lots of acoustic foam knocked around in some of the problem areas. Honestly, being a small loft, the acoustics aren't amazing, but they seem to do the job for me. And then I've also got my headphones, which are the DT1990s. Currently rocking a Rhodes NT1 mic, which I use for guitar recording mostly, and over to my guitar amp. This is a Laney guitar amp, which is great because you can run through the amplifiers and then go DI without actually having to cab up. So it's great for recording guitar, and I use it for pretty much all my guitar recordings except for bass, which I still go DI completely. Over here I've got my wall of vinyls, just some vinyl holders from Amazon which I use to decorate, which I've only just installed. I've got my pedal board here, which again is pretty new. I've got the Walrus Slow Reverb, which is a fantastic effects pedal for some cool reverb sounds. And then I've got a couple of additional pedals as well, some compression, tuner, Juno Chorus, Never, Octava, and some fuzz as well. Then over here I have my hi-hat, which I use to make the sample pack as well as the snare. I'm going to hopefully get a kick soon as well with some more acoustic panels. Then for my guitars, my main guitar that you'll probably see me using is this Fender Player Series HSH setup. It's quite a reasonably priced guitar, and honestly the quality is incredible for the price. Then over here are my acoustic guitars, which I've not used as much. I've got an Alvarez, which is a newer one for my edition, as well as the Admiral classical guitar, and an Aria acoustic, which is the one that I sort of learned to play on. Got my light there from the videos, and over to the back it's just some decorations, plants. Recently picked up a vinyl sampler, which I'm probably going to use in some videos soon. Yeah, that's pretty much a quick overview of what's in the studio. If you want anything explained in more detail, or you want to know about any of my processes, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But now I'm going to go on to the competition. So the competition had the three prizes. The first prize was the MIDI keyboard as well as some Submit Hub credits. Then the second prize and the third prize were Submit Hub credits. So the second prize is going to be $40 of Submit Hub credits, and the third prize $20 of Submit Hub credits. And then first, second and third will also get a voucher to use at my store on sample packs or merch, whatever you want. So the way that we picked the winners were effectively myself and 3 of my producer friends who had nothing to do with the competition listened to the submissions and gave them a numeric value based on how much they liked the track. Effectively, I didn't want to limit it too much to production quality. That was still a factor to some extent, but mainly it was creativity and how much we liked the track and what you did with the samples. So on to the winners. So the track that came third, based on the voting, was the track by Eugene. So I'll play a little demo of that now. Track had a great flow to it, loved the additional guitars that were textured in, and overall sort of happy, mellow, really textured vibe. So thank you for your submission, Eugene. So on to track 2. Track 2 was a really dark, dreamy track that blended together so amazingly. So thank you. And the track was called I Will Love You Forever by Aria. I think I'm pronouncing that right, hopefully I am. This one took a little bit of a different direction to Eugene with the more dark vibes, but it worked really, really well. So yeah, I'll just play a snippet of this one for you now. And finally onto the winner of the competition, and the winner was a track by Early Garden, which I will play for you now. This track had a really nice percussive texture to it. We loved the way all the instruments sat with each other, and the general flow of the track was super smooth. So congratulations to all the winners. Thank you for everyone who did submit a beat to the competition. There will definitely be more to come, so do stay tuned for new competitions and prizes as well. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe to help the channel grow. But thanks for watching, and thank you everyone who entered the competition. See you next time.